right, so I'm George. In my day-to-day, I work on music recommendation. One of the problems with music recommendation is that almost all existing systems work by trying to figure out your preference for a bunch of different songs and assume that you have the same preference no matter kind of what time it is, what you're feeling, what you're doing. So one of the things I'm trying to do is to make music recommendation a bit more context sensitive. So I thought that NuPIC might be good for looking at a sequence of songs that I've listened to, or possibly a sequence of ratings like thumbs up, thumbs down that I've given to a series of songs, and being able to detect if I've changed my mood between some sequence of songs, and then being able to figure out maybe if it should play something different. So I didn't actually get very far in my hack because this was my first time with HTM or NuPIC, but I did manage to download my entire 8-year listening history off the Last.fm website, which is about 40,000 time-stamped real songs I've listened to.
Wow.
And feed it into NuPIC. I only got to run it once, and it finished about 10 minutes ago. But you can see here, it looks at sequences, and then it predicts the next artist.
How did you encode what was the data you actually fed into it?
It was the name of the artist, the name of the track, my name, and then a timestamp.
And how did you encode those names?
I just used the category encoder, which I just learned existed now, so I'm sure I didn't do it in the optimal way. But it rolls through, it has these, prints out 10-song sequences, which are just subsamples of the process, and then predicts the next artist. It turns out that mostly it will predict that if you've listened to the same artist 10 times in a row, you'll listen to that artist again. Otherwise, that you'll listen to the second to last or third to last artist you listen to. So that's, I don't actually know how to evaluate quite yet if that's a reasonable prediction, but that's what it says. I think that for actually making this more reasonable, it would help to provide it with better context data, like perhaps instead of feeding in artist names, to feed in some kind of vector of mood of the songs, or possibly just to feed in spectrograms for each thing. I think if I fed in a spectrogram with a timestamp, you could probably come up with something pretty interesting.
Actually, if anybody's interested in this program, Pandora's internal data structure resembles SDR's greatly. Basically, the way they classify songs is they have a musician sitting listening to a song, and he checks off different qualities about this song, whether this is true. So with a data set like that, like
Can you get that data?
no. No, Pandora has. You can go talk to them.
Cool.
Yeah, that's really good. So I think that would be the trick, right? The trick is you're just basing these categories, so it's got to be exactly that name or that artist or whatever. And so he's not being able to pick up any kind of other meaning besides, I wouldn't know the two artists are almost identical or similar in their qualities. So you'd have to get to that next level of encoding.
Next time.
Next time. That's cool.
All right.
Good.
Thanks, George.